I guess my bright orange really pops with the ice.
It does. It looks great.
That's funny.
Welcome, everybody. I see some people are starting to come in. Go ahead and, if you'd like, let us know in the chat where you're visiting us from. Don't be shy. I'm seeing some familiar names pop in. Oh, Chicago's in the house. Welcome. Rhode Island. Welcome. New Jersey's even here. Melbourne, Australia, the lockdown capital. I'm so sorry. But welcome, Annie. We're glad you're here to join us today. We're hoping that this gives you a little bit of an escape.
Right. You're not going to want to hear that I just got back from a trip. Woohoo! First return to travel.
Yeah, we're all a little jealous of that.
I know. My husband was even like, don't rub it in. I was like, it's for work, honey.
Exactly. Anybody else want to let us know where you're jumping in from? No. All right. Yeah, very jealous. Oh, and you've been to Finland. Wonderful. We got Virginia is in the house. Thanks, Beth.
Montana.
Very nice. Oh, Michigan. Where from in Michigan? Got a few people here from Michigan.
Beverly Hills.
Sterling Heights and Beverly Hills. There you go. I used to teach in Sterling Heights. Ooh, Dearborn's in the house too.
Good.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Candace is in Michigan.
Hi. We're trying to schedule a meetup, but it's been challenging with all the, got to have so many numbers. It's starting to get a little cold. People want to meet outside.
Hey, Isabel, thanks for joining us.
Hi. Hey, Arpita.
Oh. Okay, originally from Warren and moved to SoCal. I taught in Sterling Heights and then I moved to SoCal. Now I'm in Florida. Welcome. Oh, Maine, Toronto. Great. Very nice. Well, welcome everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get us started. Oh, Albany, New York is in the house as well. Welcome. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to share my screen really quick to welcome everybody officially. All right. Well, welcome tonight. We are going to the beautiful destination of Finland. And so for those of you who have not seen the Northern Lights yet, it is definitely a sight to see. And I know we're going to learn more about that. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Those of you joining us for the first time, we're really glad that you're here with us. And to give you a little bit of a background on us, I'm Maria Stephanopoulos with Ingenious Travel. I'm based in the greater Tampa Bay area, and depending on when it was you jumped on, I'm originally from Michigan, lived in Southern California, and now in the beautiful state of sunny Florida. With us tonight is Candace Stearns from the Detroit metro area, and she's with Stay Balanced Travel. And then unfortunately not joining us tonight are Susan Schaefer of Ships and Trips Travel of Middle Tennessee, Barbara Oliver, All Together Now Travel, and Gail Sherman of Wine Lovers Travel, both located in sunny Southern California. As Candace mentioned, she's going to be setting up a meetup hopefully soon. It'll be the second one that they're having. That's one of the places you can find us for those of you in the greater Detroit area. Those of you in the greater Tampa Bay area, you can join me on Meetup as well with Eat, Drink, Travel. And those of you in Middle Tennessee can join up with Susan. And we're going to be expanding that hopefully soon to a few other destinations. The rest of you who are joining us online, please make sure you join us in our Facebook group of Take a Virtual Vacation. There you're going to find our calendar of upcoming events along with the recorded sessions of our past events. And we also do have a YouTube channel. And don't worry about trying to write all this down. I'm going to put this information in the chat as well. And you'll receive a follow-up email from us. I'll stop sharing my screen here. I want to introduce everybody to Heli from Visit Finland, correct?
That's correct. Well, hello everyone, and thanks Maria and Candice for inviting me, and great to be
And
here.
just really quick, for those of you who have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll get to those at the end of the presentation. Go ahead, Heli, take it away.
All right, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Just one moment. Here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna stop my video for a while here. Welcome to learn about Finland today. Yes, like Maria said, my name is Heli and I work for Visit Finland, which is the Finnish tourist board. Finland is located in the northern part of Europe between Sweden and Russia, and we also share a border in the north with Norway, and Estonia is our southern neighbor across the Baltic Sea. Even though we are so high up in the north, our climate is actually fairly mild due to the warm currents of the Baltic Sea and the Atlantic Ocean by the coast of Norway, making Finland much warmer than the areas in the same latitudes elsewhere in the world. The average temperature in the southern part of Finland during the summer is around 68 to 77 Fahrenheit, and in the winter in the north, the temperatures can be from 32 to minus 22 Fahrenheit. During normal times, Finnair, our national carrier, would be flying from several gateways in the US directly to Finland. Right now, we unfortunately do not know when the flights will be resumed again, but that depends on how the coronavirus situation develops in the United States and also in Europe. Our government is, however, right now considering ways to ease up the travel restrictions from November 23rd onwards by increasing testing requirements. That will also require some amendments to the Transportation Act, and those need to be approved by the Parliament of Finland. But we are hopeful that there will be a safe and viable solution by November 23rd. If you're interested in traveling to Finland, please see our website, visitfinland.com, for updates of the border openings. There is also other practical information about travel to Finland during the pandemic time. So far, we have been lucky in Finland, and we have had actually one of the smallest number of diagnosed coronavirus cases in Europe. There are only 5.5 million people living in Finland, but the land space is actually 8th largest in Europe. So we do have a lot of space in our country, especially outside our Helsinki, the capital Helsinki, as almost 1/5 of the population lives in the capital region. Our currency is euro, and Visa and MasterCard payments are accepted everywhere in Finland. Diners Club or American Express may not be accepted in every location. We divide our country in 4 main regions: Helsinki region, coast and archipelago, Lakeland, and Lapland. Finland is often called the land of the 1,000 lakes, but in fact we have 188,000 lakes in our country. We also have a long Baltic Sea coastline which stretches from the Russian border in the east to the Swedish border in the northwest. Finland's archipelago is one of the largest in the world, if not the largest, with 70,000 islands and islets. Lapland, the northern part of Finland, has more reindeer than inhabitants, and one very special inhabitant, Santa Claus. The stark contrasts between the 4 seasons are the main characteristics of the annual natural cycle in Finland. Each region also looks very different during different seasons. In the springtime, when flowers are already blooming in the south, people are still skiing in the north. And in the autumn time, the first snow falls in the north, often already in October, latest in November, whereas in the south we have much longer snowless period. In this webinar, I would like to go through some highlights during the 2 main travel seasons, winter and summer. Lapland, the northern part of Finland, is originally the home of the Sami people and reindeer herders. Today's Finnish Lapland has one of the best, if not best, infrastructure of all Arctic areas in the world. There are many ski resorts and several international airports, although they may be small in size but serving thousands of people arriving from all over the world every year in the normal times. But still, Lapland has more reindeer than people, and there are plenty of vast and majestic wilderness areas. One of the main attractions in Finnish Lapland, of course, are the northern lights. The further north you go, the greater the chances of spotting the aurora borealis are. Finnish Lapland is mostly above the Arctic Circle and therefore close to the magnetic North Pole. The possibility to see the northern lights is great in all Lapland, and they can appear in that region more than 200 nights a year. The northern lights appear when the charged particles from the sun hit the Earth's magnetic field. To see them obviously requires that there are no or few clouds. The Northern Lights resorts in Lapland have alert systems that predict the aurora borealis and also inform the guests. Finland has a large selection of special accommodations from glass igloo resorts and aurora domes to treehouse hotel or snow hotels. Some of the igloos are completely made of glass and some half glass and half wood. All of them offer the same experience to watch the beautiful winter sceneries, or if you are lucky, the northern lights from your bed. For the bold ones, an overnight in a snow hotel is definitely something to remember. There are also plenty of literally cool dining venues, from snow restaurants and snow castles to outdoors open fire dinner. There are some special delicacies that are very typical for Finnish Lapland. Glow-fried salmon, for example, or Lapis cheese with cloudberry jam. Reindeer herding is a big livelihood in Lapland, and reindeer meat is served in many forms, but reindeer stew with smashed potatoes and lingonberries is the most traditional dish in Lapland. Lapland's long and snowy winter gives an opportunity to experience a variety of snow activities. Riding a sled pulled with huskies through the fairy tale forest and over the frozen lakes is an unforgettable experience. Those who are more adventurous can opt for a longer husky safari from half day to even several days and learn to be a musher. And there are also many possibilities for skiing, snowboarding, or cross-country skiing all over Lapland, as there are many ski resorts and well-maintained cross-country skiing tracks everywhere. And snowshoeing is of course possible practically everywhere. Icebreaker Sampo used to serve as an icebreaker in the Baltic Sea, but as the ships grew bigger, it became too small to help the big cargo vessels. Instead, Sampo is now offering unique experience for visitors on cruises through the frozen sea in Kemi, in the southwestern part of Lapland. One of the highlights is when it stops and there is a possibility to float in thermal suits in the opening that Sampo just created in the ice. There are also plenty of options for snowmobiling all around Lapland, and some of the winter safari companies have also environmentally friendly, although a bit slower, electronic snowmobiles. And yes, we call them safaris also in Lapland, as they offer the possibility to experience the nature. Learning to drive a rally car on the ice with a real rally driver is also available. Everyone, of course, knows that Santa, the one and only, comes from Finland, right? Although the exact location of his private retreat in Korvatunturi in Lapland is unknown, his official hometown is Rovaniemi, where he greets visitors all year round in the Santa Claus village. Rovaniemi is the capital of Lapland and situated at the Arctic Circle. Crossing the Arctic Circle and visiting the Santa Claus village is definitely a must-do when in Rovaniemi. Let's move to the south to Helsinki. Our capital, Helsinki, was founded by the King of Sweden in the year of 1550. During that time, Finland was part of Swedish kingdom. Helsinki became the capital of Finland in 1812, when Finland was under the regime of Russian Empire. Finland became independent in 1917, and Helsinki started to grow and develop. As mentioned earlier, the winters in Helsinki are short and mild. The snow sometimes does not fall until late December or even January and melts already in March. During Christmas time, there is a Christmas market in the city center with small booths offering handicrafts and delicacies. Short walking distance from the Christmas market, there is also the market square located in one end of the Esplanade Street. The booths are open year-round and sell local treats and souvenirs, and there are also heated tents where you can enjoy a steaming hot cup of coffee, even on a coldest winter day. The cityscape of Helsinki has been influenced by both East and West and harmoniously combines elements of neoclassicism, Art Nouveau, Alvar Aalto, and contemporary architecture, offering a fascinating journey through the changing styles of past centuries. You can find beautiful minimalist design all around Finland, but Helsinki is a true design capital, and Finland's world-renowned modern design heritage can be seen everywhere in Helsinki. Famous brands like Marimekko, Iittala, Artek, and Arabia are a cool part of everyday life here and feel actually my apartment here in New York as well. There is no way you can miss them and other great design when shopping in Helsinki. Helsinki has a district called Design District with a lot of small design shops. One of the newest architectural attractions in Helsinki is the Central Library Oodi, which means ode, and is the new living room of Helsinki people. When Finland turned 100 years in 2017, it was built as a birthday gift from us to us. New York Times wrote about Oodi that it is not a normal library. It is far from a traditional library with cafes, restaurant, terrace, music studios, 3D laser printers, sewing machines, computer stations, private workspaces, and many other features for visitors to use either for free or for nominal fee for the materials needed. And yes, there are books too. Definitely worth to check when in Helsinki. Skating and even cross-country skiing are popular with local people in Helsinki, as there are maintained cross-country tracks as soon as the snow falls. But winter in Helsinki offers also more adventurous activities if your clients wish to experience something extraordinary. For example, speeding with the hovercraft over the frozen sea in the archipelago of Helsinki or fat biking in the snowy paths. There are several nice small towns within a short distance from Helsinki to visit. Porvoo is one of the most popular excursion destinations. The old town of Porvoo is a true step back in time with its historical wooden houses resting amongst the mosaic of cobblestone streets and in regularly sized plots whose arrangement dates back to the Middle Ages. Only 31 miles from Helsinki, it is an easy and ideal place to make some pleasant gift shopping and sitting in cafe with an enchanting walk through history. There are a lot of things to do in winter, but no matter what the weather is like. In fact, we say in Finland that there is no bad weather, just bad clothing. Kids spend their breaks during the school days outdoors to get fresh air also in the wintertime, unless it gets colder than 5 Fahrenheit. Due to the long winters, we are used to dealing with the snow and ice in our country, and everything works like a clockwork also during the winter. The schools are never closed because of snow or bad weather, and public transportation always runs. For example, Helsinki Airport's world-famous snow patrol is ready to do the snow removal on the runaways in 11 minutes. Let's move on to the summer experiences. Summer is not endless in Finland, but there are almost endless summer days and white nights. In Finnish Lapland, a single summer day lasts 2 months as the sun does not set at all from May to July. It goes down to the horizon around midnight and then starts to go up again. In the southern part of the country, it is never really dark either, just a period of twilight for a few hours. This is why we call Finland the land of the midnight sun. By the way, the structure you see in the picture belongs to Arcticum, a museum in Rovaniemi at the Arctic Circle, which is dedicated to Arctic areas and cultures. It is a great place to visit year-round. The sceneries in Lapland look very different in winter than during the summertime. The temperatures in Lapland in the summer are usually cooler than in the southern part of the country, but occasionally there can be a heat wave with the continental wind blowing from the east. When traveling to Lapland during the summer, it is advisable to have clothes for both warmer and cooler weather, as the temperatures can change. The winds over the fjells can be gusty at times throughout the year. In daytime, the temperature quite typically reaches about 68 Fahrenheit in the summertime. For travelers interested in experiencing Arctic summer and the great outdoors, summer Lapland is a perfect destination. And for adventurous travelers, there are plenty of camping and glamping options from tent size like in the picture to luxurious yurts and cabins. There are, of course, also many options for different outdoors activities for those interested in discovering the wilderness by hiking or biking, or by canoeing, kayaking, river rafting, or fishing. A midnight sun canoeing excursion in Lapland is a great experience. Like forest, there is water everywhere in Finland, and according to UNICEF, it is the purest water in the world. You can, of course, drink tap water everywhere in Finland, and it actually tastes good. Summer's glow is followed by the majestic season of fall when Lapland gets its truly iconic season colors. We call it ruska in Finnish language. This is the best season to go for a hike in one of Lapland's many national parks. It is meditation and mindfulness all wrapped in one of the world's most unique and breathtaking sceneries. And don't forget the best and purest air and water this planet has to offer. And then when the endless sunshine of summer gives way to autumn and winter, the northern lights appear like magic and lighten up the sky. The northern light season starts in September, as soon as the nights are dark enough, and ends in April when the nights start to get white so that it is impossible to see the northern lights, even if they are on the sky. The second region for summer travel is Finnish Lakeland, a blue labyrinth of lakes, islands, rivers, and canals, interspersed with forests and ridges stretching for hundreds of miles. There really is no scenery more Finnish than a summer cottage by the lake surrounded by emerald green forest. In fact, over 90% of Finland is covered in either forest or water, but it's much more than just an iconic view. Nature plays a huge part in our identity and is a significant source of well-being for us Finns. Everyone around the world knows the word sauna, but not so many people know that it is actually a Finnish word and we pronounce it sauna. Sauna is dating thousands of years back when our forefathers started to heat earth pits to wash themselves in sometimes very harsh winter conditions. Sauna is still a very big part of our culture and our well-being traditions. We have in Finland over 2 million saunas, maybe even 3 million, and we are only 5.5 million people in the country. So every family has their private sauna either in their house or apartment in the city or in their lakeside or seaside summer house, or both. I actually have a sauna in my Helsinki apartment as well. But all the hotels and resorts also have a sauna, and there are many new modern public sauna facilities in Helsinki. Sauna for us Finns is a place to clean both our bodies and our souls. It is a place to relax, and we take very seriously the fact that everyone is entitled to have their own kind of sauna experience. The only rule is that others must be respected. The best way to experience Lakeland and to slow down is try the iconic Finnish triad of cottage, sauna, and water. Swim, go boating or fishing, try a supboard, or simply admire the view. Relaxation is guaranteed. The third summer holiday region in Finland is the coast and archipelago region with old wooden towns, lighthouses, historical manors, and stone churches. Large national parks stretching over land and sea. The laid-back islander lifestyle and a strong maritime culture are key characteristics of this area. Turku is the largest city in this region and also the former capital of Finland during the Swedish regime. Turku has plenty of interesting history, and Turku Castle and Cathedral, as well as Aboa Vetus Museum, are worth a visit. Turku was founded in the late 13th century. Today's Turku boasts with a lively restaurant scene, and for example, a food walk tour is a great way to explore the culinary experiences. And if you're interested in sailing or big sailing ships, in summer 2021, Turku will be one of the ports of tall ship race. Finnish coastal towns are lively in the summer months with handicraft markets, small town events, cafes and village shops. This picture is from Naantali, a small town close to Turku. Naantali is considered to have been founded already in 1443 when the King Christopher of Sweden granted a charter to allow for the building of a convent in the area. Naantali has a very popular guest harbor for yachts and sailing boats, and also a Moomin theme park for families. The president of Finland's summer residence is also in Naantali. It is difficult to get an exact number, but there are at least 70,000 islands in the Finnish archipelago. Over 20,000 of those are large enough for a small cabin or summer house. On some islands, you can also find beautiful old lighthouses that are converted into tiny ascetic hotels. Besides boating and sailing, biking is one way to get around in the archipelago for the very active ones. The archipelago trail is 125 miles long route of country roads with ferry connections, and it starts from Turku city center. Turku is, by the way, spelled Turku. I know Finnish words and names are really difficult. Finally, I would like to introduce summer in Helsinki region. Helsinki Cathedral here in the picture is an iconic landmark of Helsinki, as well as the Senate Square in front of the cathedral. The Senate Square and its surroundings form a unique and cohesive example of neoclassical architecture. This summer, City of Helsinki opened the square for restaurants with seating for 700 persons. It was a very popular outdoor dining venue throughout the summer, and I actually took this picture myself last summer. I was spending the summer in Helsinki. Helsinki is a very compact city and easy to explore by foot or by public transportation. There are a lot of parks and green areas in Helsinki, and the closest national park, Nuuksio National Park, is only 40 minutes drive away from the city center. Helsinki has plenty of boutique-style hotels, several Michelin star restaurants, as well as more laid-back dining options. In Helsinki, you can sense the proximity of the sea everywhere, as the city has over 100 kilometers of shoreline and around 300 islands in its archipelago. Maritime attractions are a must in the summer. One of the most popular places is Suomelinna Fortress Island, which is here on the right-hand upper corner, a picture of it. Suomelinna is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and only 15 minutes ferry drive a ride from the city center. There are also ferries to other islands, and there are many high-end summer restaurants on the islands, as well as dinner coffee themed cruises in the Helsinki archipelago and day cruises all the way to Porvoo. Being the capital of Finland, it should be no surprise that Helsinki also has some great public saunas, both traditional neighborhood saunas and brand new design saunas, like this one here. There is no better way to get to the heart of the Finnish identity. Discover the urban sauna culture there is no better way to get to the heart of the Finnish identity than just going and discovering the urban sauna culture in Helsinki. Some saunas to mention Alas Seapool, Löyly, and Lonna Sauna Island, where this picture is from. Helsinki's locals are open and hospitable, and most of the Finns speak English and many fluently, because we all study English at school. So especially the younger generation, they basically all speak English. So don't be afraid to ask for advice. The locals love to tell you about Helsinki's greatest secrets. Finland's untouched and pristine nature is at the core of our Finnish lifestyle. Living sustainably and in harmony with the environment is deep-rooted, and we are happy to share that with the visitors. Visit Finland has launched a Sustainable Finland program, and on our website, visitfinland.com, you can find the destinations and companies that have been awarded the Sustainable Travel Finland label by Visit Finland. The program is designed for Finnish tourism companies and destinations to develop more sustainable practices. And the participants that have undergone the Sustainable Travel Finland program and fulfilled the criteria get the Sustainable Travel Finland label. So when you spot a destination or a company that has that label, you know they take sustainability seriously. Well, thank you so much for your attention. that was my presentation for today.
Thank you so much for that. We do have a few questions. I don't know, Candace, did you get any on your side that you want to ask first? You're still muted.
There we go. I just have some foodies in the group, and one of the things that I think they perk their ears up to is you mentioned some Michelin star restaurants. I think you said it was in the Helsinki area. Can you share a little bit more about the particular venues?
Yeah, oh gosh, I can't remember right now the names, but there are about 6, 7 of those in Helsinki.
Okay.
So if you go to, for example, My Helsinki, to the website of City of Visit Helsinki, actually, My Helsinki, you will find the section there about the restaurants and culinary experiences, and there is also a section dedicated to the Michelin restaurants.
Okay,
and
perfect.
it's, yeah, I definitely suggest to go and visit all of them because they are all great, and
Sure.
you know, all different ways, but combining a lot of the Finnish typical Finnish food, and then more international cuisine. And what is quite typical in Finland in all restaurants nowadays, that they use a lot local food.
Right.
And also many restaurants are geared towards the organic food.
Perfect. And then you also mentioned the ability for glamping. Explain for those who aren't familiar with that term. I know I am and Maria is, but
Yeah.
For those who aren't, they're like, what did she say? Glamping with a G?
Yeah, exactly. That's glamorous camping. Actually, I don't know if you see the picture here. I was just in front of it, but this is an example of
I see.
glamping.
Yep.
So
Okay.
this is like a tent that you don't have all the comforts of a hotel room, and it is a tent type of a facility, but it's heated, and you have the lighting there, and you are in the wilderness. So there are a little bit different kind of options for glamping, but this is, for example, one opportunity to do that. So it's luxurious camping. That's what it is.
Sure. Thank you.
What kind of festivals are people attending? Now, I know this year we can't really count, but normally, is there more of a music scene, more of a food scene? What would we most likely see?
Yeah, I mean, Finnish people love festivals in the summertime because of the long winter where we can't do things so much except sports and outdoor activities, but not really outdoor concerts or festivals. So the whole summer season is packed with all kinds of events and all different types. So there are a lot of music events and festivals. I think one of the most famous one is, for example, Savonlinna Opera Festival. Savonlinna is really famous for this festival. One of the reasons is that it's held in a medieval castle. It's in the eastern part of Finland in the Lakeland region, and this is usually every summer in July, and they have world famous groups to visit the festival to perform there. Last summer they had La Scala from Milan. They have Bolshoi Theater from Moscow, and many other very famous opera houses visiting there. So it's very good quality opera events, and also the setting is magnificent in a medieval castle. So I really recommend that if you're into classical music. But there are a lot of other different kind of events. One is, for example, Pori Jazz Festival, which is a big event as well, also in July. It's on the west coast, by the coast, western coast. Almost 1 week long jazz festival with a lot of international performers there as well. And then a lot of other smaller musical events. And then we have different kind of theme days throughout the summer day as well. We have a sauna day, we have something what is called restaurant day. I think the restaurant day concept is now known in different countries as well, but it started in Helsinki actually. So in one day, or maybe it's probably more than one day nowadays, anybody can have a restaurant. You can open a restaurant on your own terrace or balcony or in your home if you want to. Or they also in Helsinki, they close one street, the Esplanade, and they just put their long table, which is almost street long table, and that's a restaurant during that day. So all kinds of different theme days and festivals and events. And if you are in Helsinki, for example, My Helsinki again is a good source to see what's going on if you're planning a trip to go there.
Wonderful. What would you say for somebody coming to Finland for the first time would be the right number of days, the amount of time that they should spend in Finland?
Yeah, well, I think about 6-7 days would be a good time if you want to see something else than just Helsinki. If you only come into Helsinki, then I would say 3 days would be enough for you to see at least the city and maybe do some excursions close to city center, go to the national park, and even Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, is really close. It's only 2 hours by ferry boat from Helsinki. So a lot of people, when they come to Helsinki, they do a day excursion also to Tallinn, Estonia. And then it's also possible to get to St. Petersburg from Helsinki quite easily by train, because the train is only 4 hours. You of course need a visa for Russia, but it's really convenient. It's operated by Finnish railroad company, and they both Finnish border control and Russian border control, they do actually the passport checks and the customs checks on board the train, so people don't have to get off the train at the border. So if you spend maybe 3 days in Helsinki, then do 1 day, for example, the excursion to Tallinn from Helsinki, and then if you're interested in combining the trip with St. Petersburg, then continue from Helsinki to St. Petersburg. And then in the winter time, if you plan to go to Lapland, maybe spend 1 night, 2 days in Helsinki, and then continue on to Lapland for about 5 days, I would say you would need in Lapland.
Great.
Wonderful. Now, you did mention sports, and I am a diehard hockey fan, so I have to ask, how popular, I shouldn't say popular, I know it's popular, because we get a lot of the Finnish players that are playing here for the NHL. Is that something that starts at a very young age for a lot of the kids? And is it girls as well as boys?
We all learn skating basically at school, so that's like a thing. Well, my daughter is actually a figure skater. She started skating when she was 3 years old. I learned skating, I think, when I was 4, but I'm not as good as my daughter. But yes, everybody learns skating. So of course, either if you really are into the sports, you continue with ice hockey, or then figure skating.
Wonderful. Thank you. Are there any other questions from the group? Go ahead and pop them into the chat. I'm not seeing any. Okay. Well, Ellie, thank you so much again for joining us this evening. And we got from Nancy, love the presentation. The pictures were beautiful. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Sharon said thank you. We appreciate you guys being here with us. We are waiting on confirmation for next week's presentation. So please, please, please make sure you're following us in the Facebook group of Take a Virtual Vacation, or for those of you on Eventbrite, I will put that up as soon as I get the confirmation, which should be tomorrow.
Let us know if you're interested in hearing about my trip to Los Cabos, Mexico, because I'm open to spending a half hour on a Tuesday sharing with you what travel looks like when you finally return to wherever it is you're going to be going. So let us know if you're interested. If you're interested, I'll be happy to share.
Yeah, let us know too which other destinations you're interested in. We'll do our best to get a presentation on that as well. But like I said, be on the lookout for what we're doing next week. I don't want to jinx it by telling you who we're waiting on a confirmation for, but I will get that out to you just as soon as I have it.
All right, it
Yes.
looks like people might be interested, Maria. They're saying we'd love to hear more.
Okay, well, we'll get that scheduled as well. So be on the lookout for that. But again, thank you, Helly, for being with us tonight. Thank you to all of our guests who were here with us this evening. Be looking for an email with the replay information. And if you have any other questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to us. The best way to do it is Facebook group or through email. And I don't know if I posted that. Let me pull that up really quick and pop those in the chat. And then to save the chat,
Oh, yeah, that's always a good thing to let them know.
to save the chat, in the chat box on the right, to the right of where it says all panelists and attendees, you'll see 3 dots. If you hover over that, it'll say more. Just click on that and then click on save chat and you'll save the information. It'll put it into a Zoom file on your computer. So, perfect, perfect. Thank you everybody again for joining us. If you have any questions, reach out. We will see you next week, one way or another. I'm just not sure that, oh, I don't, like I said, don't want to jinx the topic until I get confirmation. All right, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, Annie, I'm glad you enjoyed it and it gave you a little bit of an escape. And yes, hopefully you're going to be able to revisit Finland sooner than later.
Hope so.
All right, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Or
Bye.
good morning if you're, on the other side of
In
the world.
Australia. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.